channel, guys. If you're new here, we're Richie, Laura, Frankie and Freddie, and this is Kevin the camper. Welcome to our crib.
Kev's a 2011 Mercedes Sprinter. We got him in June 2021 and he was originally white and covered in the odd rust patch. Our first job was to sort the rust patches out, which then left him covered in primer. We got a quote for a respray, but they were coming in between £3,000 and £5,000, so at the time it was a bit out of our price range. What we decided to do was to paint him ourselves using Rust-Oleum multicolour. We used iron grey and gave him 4 or 5 coats in total. In between each coat we had to sand him down and flatten him back. There's a lot of work involved and it did take a long time, but it only cost us about £150 in total.
Our next job was to get these alloy wheels and all-terrain tyres. We're not sure what they'd be like off-road, but they certainly look the part.
So this here is our 240 external hookup point for when we're on campsites. We've hardly had to use this one yet, but we'll go into that shortly. And then this side, this is our door for our cassette toilet, so we can access it externally.
We also installed this Rhino ladder and a Rhino roof rack.
So we decked it using a composite decking. It's fairly lightweight. We've also got a max air fan here and a 330 watt Victron solar panel.
Perfect for sunbathing and stargazing.
We've also installed an LED light bar for when we're finding park ups late at night. So we installed one sliding window either side and at the back 2 non-opening windows. Moving inside, this is our kitchen area. This is our sink. This is our oven. And then we also extended the worktop. This is on brackets so that we've got a bit of extra space when we're cooking. Really easy to use. So we installed these 240 sockets and these tiles are stick-on tiles from Amazon. We then also got these 3 which we use as tea, coffee and sugar storage, which just saves space in the cupboards, and the kitchen rail. We've got a light underneath. It goes on just for a bit of extra lighting. We have a fire and carbon monoxide alarm here. And these are our overhead storage cabinets. They're all on gas struts. And we have our spices along the top. And then we have just kitchenware that we use for general cooking up there too. So this is probably one of our favourite parts of the build. It's our shower and toilet room. We have a Thetford cassette flushing toilet and a hot and cold shower. Our diesel heater also ducts into here, so we also use this as our drying room.
So we decided to go for a 240 volt fridge. The first reason being we wanted the extra space. Having 2 boys, they eat us out of house and home, so we need as much space as possible. The second reason, we was getting a decent inverter, and the videos that we watched on YouTube, with the comparisons, there wasn't much difference in energy usage between the 12 volts and the 240 volts going through an inverter. So it made our decision fairly easy. In this top cupboard, that's where we have our solar panel controller, which tells us exactly what's going on and where we're getting power from. And we also have a little thing to tell us whether our water tanks are full or empty. So this here is Lulu's bed, and next to it is a diesel heater ducting as well.
So this is our Max Air fan, which is a godsend when you're in Spain in this heat. Turns on, remote control, and it goes in and out, which is really good. This is mine and Richie's bed. When we originally built the van, we had 2 double bunks, but it just wasn't practical for living in full time. So we've now changed it. We've added this shelf and we've added these 2 double cabinets.
So we have a USB for one side of the bed and a USB for the other side of the bed, as well as the Max Air fan controller and the diesel heater controller.
So we put in a shoe storage down here for extra space. This is our area for the boys to sit. We have a Laguna leg for the table, and we also put in a USB port for the boys when we're travelling, and 2 cup holders for them. So these are our blinds. We just went for cheap roller blinds and they seem to be doing the job for us. So we've made this wall for all of our memories of pictures of our travels. Also, all of our lights are touch sensitive. Underneath the seats we keep all the boys' books for their schoolwork. Both these seats spin round, so that doubles up as our seating area and also the boys' bed. We built this overhead storage. This is where we keep the boys' clothes.
So underneath the front seats is where we keep waterproof jackets and games for outside. Also a selection of tools and bits and pieces.
This is our Laguna table. This is where we do a lot of the homeschooling, and we also eat dinner up here. It's on a Laguna leg, so it swivels around, and then when we're finished with it, we just slot it in behind these seats.
So this is our garage area. As you can see, mine and Laura's bed and all storage underneath. This here is actually the boys' bed, which we'll show you in a minute. And then underneath we have 4 camping chairs, a camping table. Down here we have a diesel heater. Over the back, next to Luna's bed, we have 2 inflatable kayaks stashed in the back there. And then this side we have a gas locker. And then this is just our bits and pieces. It's got our hose for filling up, our outside water tap, and a few other bits and pieces that we need. This here is our hot water boiler. We decided not to have the flue go through the roof, so we put it on the back doors. It means just using the hot water when the back doors are open, which we like to be in hot places, so it's no problem for us at all. We used rubber checker mat on the floor just to sound deaden the noise and stop things sliding about. We was going to go for alley checker plate, but I'm glad we went for the rubber. And then this side we have a light for inside, and also a 12-volt socket for inflating the kayaks. So down here is our electric cupboard. This is where our battery is, as well as all of our electrical components. In there we have a 260 amp hour AGM deep cycle leisure battery. We also have a 50 amp MPPT and battery to battery charger, which the brand is, I think it's an Absol one. And then also our 12-volt fuses. And we do also actually have the Victron Shore charger as well, just to charge the batteries when we're plugged into the mains. Our solar panel is a 330 watt or amp Victron solar panel. And for our water services, we use a shore flow pump and also a shore flow accumulator as well, just to regulate the flow a little bit better. So we thought we'd film the bed before we put the mattress on top, just to show you how it works. this was actually the top bunk. Before we dismantled it and built the overhead storage cupboards, this is what it was. We've chopped it down a little bit. We've also cut it in half and installed some hinges so it folds up and goes into the back. And then we just have a leg here, a leg in the middle there, and it gives the boys a nice big bed. So when we're driving and their bed isn't set up, their mattress is actually stored on top of our mattress, which makes it look a little bit higher.
So this is the boys' bed. It's a nice size, and if we have a movie night, then we all get in and that's where we all lay. This is another one of our best buys. We got it on eBay. It doubles up as a curtain for the boys to not get peeked up at night time, and it also doubles up with a condensation as well. That's it for this van tour. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. And if you want to see any updates on our European tour, just hit the like and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.